2, go.
Hello everyone and welcome back. Thank you for holding on. We had some technical difficulties, but hopefully you can hear us all better now. Again, we want to start out by saying thank you to everyone who submitted a photo for last week. We have our winners here. So we have Cody, Aurelia, and Lily who won. If you haven't already, be sure to go to the youth desk and pick up your prize. If you want to try to win just like them, be sure you submit your picture for your project this week at nplyouth.manitowoc.org.
You all did such a great job, and we're so excited to see these projects. We're glad to see you interacting with us. So now we're going to get started with this week's project, and it is International Mud Day. So we thought, what better way to celebrate than mud paint? So just a reminder, I'm Miss Lydia.
And I'm Miss Haley.
And we have a very special guest with us today, Miss Sydney.
Hi everyone, I'm Sydney, the intern at Woodland Dunes this summer. I get to help plan some really fun programs there. Last summer, I was actually the intern at the Manitowoc Public Library, so it's great to be back.
We're very excited to have her with us today.
Yeah, awesome. So Lydia and I are first going to start out by explaining how to make our mud paint, and then Sydney's going to walk us through some information on animal tracks and how we can paint them.
Great, so if you stopped by the library and picked up your grab bag, you should have gotten a paintbrush, some paint, some cardstock to color on, and then some handouts. So you'll also need at home some dirt, some dish soap, and some water.
Awesome. So to begin, our first step is to put a little bit of dirt in some sort of container. We're using these little boats, but you can use any kind of bowl or paper plate that you want. You might want to ask your mom and dad before you use the nice bowls, okay? So we're just going to do a little bit. So we're going to do about half a handful. Not very much, because if you put too much, then you can't see all the pretty colors from your paint.
And you might notice that our dirt is a little lumpy. So you just got to break it up a little as you dump it into your bowl, so that way it mix better.
Awesome. And then our next step is to make this dirt into mud. So we're going to add just a little bit of water. It's kind of important to keep some dirt on the side, just in case you add too much water, then you can add a little bit of dirt and kind of even it out. So the texture we're looking for is kind of like a thick, sour cream, but a little bit dirtier.
And you're going to want to start with less water than more, because it's easier to add water than take water out. So
as you can see, we don't have a whole bunch of mud, just to make sure that we have a lot of color coming through. So then we mix all that up and we have our mud. So what's our next step?
All right, so next you're going to want to put in just a little squirt of dish soap. It doesn't have to be a lot, but adults, this helps make it easier to get it out of clothes. And this might be a good time to say, this might be a good project for outside.
So we are adding our little squirt of soap. You aren't going to get too many bubbles with this stuff, though. All right, and then once you add your soap in, you can take your little cup from your grab-and-go bag. As you can see, it's not very much paint, which is why it's so important to have just a little bit of mud. We aren't making too much paint. All right, so you take the whole thing and you plop it all in. There we go.
Haley's making some blue, I'm making some green, and Sydney's making some purple. So we have multiple colors today.
Yeah, we have almost the whole rainbow here. And then we're going to combine it all together.
And while you mix things at home, I would just like to bring up another fun muddy craft that you could do at home. Woodland Dunes has a fun mud pie photo contest, and you should have received a little flyer that came in your grab bag. So to enter into this contest, which is from today until Saturday, July 4th, all you have to do is make a fun, creative, muddy creation. So it could be a mud pie, a mud cupcake, so many other options. If you need any more inspiration, there's a video up on our Facebook page on Woodland Dunes site, and we just ask that you take a parent or an adult takes a picture of your creation, and you include your child's name and their age, address to an email address on this flyer.
And that was in your grab-and-go bags, because that sounds like a super fun project for everyone to do. So now that you've mixed all your colors, it should look pretty bright if you didn't put too much mud in. We can do all kinds of creative things, like you can make some pretty pictures, or you can color your hand and stamp it on there. But Sydney's actually going to talk to us about how to make some prints.
Yeah, so mud is a great way to preserve animal tracks, and it's really helpful to tell what kind of animal passed through recently. And here we have a nice image that Miss Haley painted earlier. And I also brought in today, cool, deer track, 3D, and a wolf track. So at home, you also received, in your grab bag, you received a little handout that has a bunch of images of animal tracks, and they're all labeled for you. So there's one with a deer, a bird, a fox, a duck, and a frog. And feel free to try to paint these at home. I'll show you a little example of what you can do, or you can ask your adult for help. So with your paint, if you want to paint a bird walking across your page, all you have to do is put a little paint. You can make it pretty big if you want, and draw a line, a straight line. It could be thick, thin, however you want, and then paint another line, just like that, and you can add another one right alongside. Now this bird could have talons or claws, and you just have to lightly paint some little dots there. You can continue to paint a track all across your page as if the animal's walking across, but for our time, I'm just gonna paint another track. So we could do a fox. All you have to do is paint a little bean shape upside down, just like this. You can make it pretty wide. And then you just add the toes, which are just small little dots. Just like that. Don't be afraid to get muddy. So just like these creatures leave tracks in the mud, you can too. You can paint your hands or your feet and stamp them on the paper, or parents, you may want to go outside, you can have your kids or your children stamp their feet on the paper or on the driveway or the sidewalk. Don't be afraid to get muddy.
And you had some other awesome programs you wanted to talk to us about.
Yes, I did. Later this week, the Woodland Dunes is partnering again with the Manitowoc Public Library for a fun and exciting STEM program about animal homes. So look forward on the Manitowoc Public Library's Facebook page, and you'll see us go live at 2 o'clock on Wednesday to talk about animal habitats, and you can make some at home.
Haley and I were so excited about today's project that we're actually road tripping it out to Woodland Dunes on Wednesday to hang out with Miss Sydney some more to do that project.
Yeah, we're super excited about that. And be sure to check out our Facebook Live for that event as well.
Another event to look forward to at Woodland Dunes is Owl Week. In the past, we've had Owl Fest, which was just one singular day, but due to COVID-19, we've expanded this event to a whole week to include a variety of projects, programs, both virtual and in person. And we've also partnered with the library here for a few of our events. So stay tuned to the Woodland Dunes Facebook page and our website for more information.
Awesome. And if you don't think you're going to have enough fun with all those activities, we also have some great materials at the library that you can check out. All right, Miss Lydia, what do you want to show us today?
All right, so I want to show you one of my new favorite books. I found this book the other week. It's called Animal Habitats. It's really awesome. It's gorgeous, but it also brings up some really important concepts like food chains, different habitats that animals live in, and then it puts it into a fun, interactive way because it's now a look and find. So you can find all these creatures hidden in the pictures.
Awesome. And then the material that I first wanted to show is magazines. Did you know that you can check out a magazine from the library just like you can check out a book? So now you do. This is the summer copy of Kazoo, and it's focused all on the environment. And my favorite article in here lists 20 different ways that you can be helpful to the environment. My favorite project is this one that shows you how to make a t-shirt into a tote bag.
I also want to talk about a magazine because today I got so excited because I found my favorite animal on the cover of this magazine. I love otters. Everyone that knows me here knows that. So I found this magazine today, and you can come in and maybe find your favorite animal on a cover too. So you're going to want to look for National Geographic Kids. And then if you flip through the magazines, it's full of fun and interesting facts about different animals. Again, my favorite page was the otter page, but...
Yeah, awesome. And then the final book we wanted to show off today is this book called Whose Footprint Is That? And it goes through and it shows you different kinds of tracks and footprints that are left behind by animals and asks, whose footprint is that? And then the next page, it shows you whose print that was and then why they're shaped like that. So for example, the flamingo has big flat feet so it doesn't sink in the mud.
So kids, that's an example of an adaptation that animals have. And that actually ties into our program we're doing next week for STEM. So next week, Monday at 4 o'clock on Facebook Live, Haley and I will be doing What If Animals, which we'll be looking into different adaptations that animals can use to survive. We're going to teach you how to make some clay at home, and then you're going to use things from outside to build your animals. So there is no grab bag for this. If you want to stop by the Library Youth Department desk, we have these paper handouts to give you. Otherwise, you can follow us along on Facebook Live, but we wanted to remind you that there is no grab bag. Also, all of these books will be out for display right when you walk into the youth department, and we'll have examples of our mud paints, all the handouts that Woodland Dunes was talking about, we'll have them on display, so stop by the library and check them out.
Yeah, one final note, don't forget to send us pictures of your pretty pictures. We're super excited to see what kind of creative things you came up with your mud paint today. Again, that email that you send them to is mplyouth@manitowocks.org, and we're super excited to see your art this week.
And don't forget to check in with us on Wednesday.
Again, our winners from last week. 1 second, guys. We have Cody.
Technology issues.
Yeah, exactly. Not the first time, all right? We got Cody, Ariella, and Lily, who made some amazing popsicle stick puzzles. That video is still up on our Facebook if you want to try it again, or else follow along with us next week on every Monday at 4 p.m. We have a new activity for us to do this summer.
Thank you so much for joining us. It means the world to us to have you viewing our activities since we can't see you in person.
Yeah, and thank you so much again to Woodland Dunes for coming out today. We're super excited to spend more time with them this week, and we hope you have a great day. See you later, guys.
Happy International Mud Day.